welcome to another episode of Is It Worth It, where I scour the world and the internet for products and software and hardware and all kinds of things that will help you become a more productive and happy artist, test them, review them, give you my honest opinion so that you can make an informed decision about whether or not you want to buy it. Now, today I'm actually pretty excited because we've got something a little bit different. Now I know I've been doing a lot of markers, and for those of you who know me, I'm the marker guy, so I love markers and I'm always going to be doing a lot of marker reviews and stuff like that. But this time, so this product brought me back to my childhood. You guys ever remember the big pens where it had the multi inks in it, and you know you had red and blue and yellow and purple, and then you got the really big ones that had like fuchsia and magenta and all kinds of different colors and that? Well, I was gifted this product where you can do that, but more as a professional drawing tool. So what I found, or was gifted, was this Pentel 8 lead multi lead holder. And so it holds eight leads, and it has different colors in it already in it. So it's got 8 different ones. It's got red, pink, orange, yellow, green, light blue, dark blue, and brown. And so those are the colors that are actually already in here. And I'm very interested to see what we can actually do with this pencil to see if it's actually worth it to have multi-leads in here. So I don't know about you, but because it has these multi-colors in it, it reminds me of, like I said, my childhood, and I'm very, very excited to get in this to see whether or not this is going to be a product that is worth you having in your arsenal. All right, let's go find out.
All right, so when first looking at this, what I've realized is that the pen itself is actually pretty tiny as far as these multi-lead holders go, or the pen holders. You know, normally they're like gigantic, they're like that, and so it's all awkward in your hands when you're doing it. So that's always odd, but I like the fact that these are smaller, and so that really works for a drawing utensil. It's not too big, it's not too small, so this really works. The plastic is actually pretty thick, so it doesn't feel as though it's cheap, which is nice. It's got, you know, a button that says refill, and then this little notch here, okay? And those two are the most important things, right? And so if you're moving the notch around, oops, I broke that one earlier, so we can't use that blue. All right, so if you you drop the notch around, right? So whatever notches it's on, that's the lead that drops out. But as you can see, right, it doesn't come out when you hold the button down, which is very important, right? And the reason for that is because you have this refill button. Once you line up the refill button and the notch, once you push the button, it spits it out, right? And then you'll see that it has this nice little metal ridge on the end, and that's to keep it in so that it doesn't just keep flying out. Unlike most of the pen holders or the pencil holders, that when you push the button it just comes flying out. And so this allows it to stay in there, so you don't have to go chasing your lead when it goes flying out. So that's a nice little feature that's there. There's also instructions on the end to tell you how to do that. But let's get into this. All right, just to let you guys know, as you can see over here, I was doing this and I didn't have the mic turned on. So we're gonna go over this again so that you guys can see it. All right, so, okay, don't want the lead to come out too far, but I mean, the material, so this colored pencil, I mean, that's what it is, pretty much just a colored pencil, right? It flows really nicely. The color comes out. I mean, if you push it really hard, it gets darker. You can make some nice lines. The lead is soft, right? Like, itself is soft. So for those of you who don't know about the softness and hardness of leads, the softer it is, the more of the pencil that will go away when you draw with it. So if you're pushing really hard, you'll start realizing, right, that it forms this edge, and that's because it's trying to put down as much pigment as possible when you're actually drawing. And what that does is it allows you to blend and stuff like that. So it's nice to have soft lead, because it does allow you to blend your stuff together. And that's the sign of, I would say, a pretty good color pencil, is that it's soft. I prefer harder pencils because I don't lose it as much, and I'm very heavy-handed when I draw. So I prefer a soft pencil, but a hard lead on the pencil. But if depending on what you're looking for, the soft ones are fine. It just allows, this allows for your blending to happen a lot faster. So that's, it's a preference, right? It's completely up to you. So I think that the lead in here is actually pretty cool. It's nice and vibrant, right? So you got a nice pigment going on. It is waxy though, so this lead itself is waxy. It reminds me of a Prismacolor color pencil, but the colors, they come down real nice. They flow off the lead, so you're not really fighting anything, so that's good. The one thing that you do need to realize about this pencil is that you do have to flip it over and get the lead all the way back to the holding chamber, otherwise it's not going to work when you try and move it, or you'll actually snap you'll snap the lead within the the hollow area, and that is a pain in the butt, right? Because then you got to almost completely destroy the lead to get it out. But like I said, it flows. You don't have to worry about the pigment of the pencil coming out. It's just flows really nicely. It can get really dark, but it is a color pencil, right? So the whole idea is not to and push down like a 3-year-old with a crayon. So you want to layer it, so you're gonna have to have a light hand as possible so that you can keep going over it. And as you go over it, it'll get darker and darker and fill in all those white spots, just like a regular color pencil. Right, so there's really not much to these, except, hey, this is really nice as far as the lead comes out. It's a nice color pencil. Once you do have an edge, you can get a real nice crisp line going, so you can just go off and sharpen it. But I really think that this kind of pencil, this kind of device is really good for sketching. I'm trying to get onto the right. This one. Right, it's really good for sketching, and so if you're trying to do light-handed sketches, right, and you're just like, oh, and you're really just trying to do some gestures, maybe, right? And you can just come in here. Right? Nothing too serious. It allows you to really move that pencil around. Right? And then when you're like, oh, okay, well, that's cool, you can actually put that color back and then go to a different color, right? And then you can add shadows or highlights that are important to things, right? So that's really cool, right? The ability to switch between colors really does give you the versatility of like free sketching, right? And you just, right? And you don't have to keep switching back and forth. And because it is a color pencil, when you're doing something like sketching, and then you're like, oh man, I need to get really close to that, and then you're like, oh crap, it doesn't look right because now I've went over that pencil, and now this part's darker than that part. this really allows you to come in, do some light work, go back over it, add more and more, you know. And so you could just come in and be like, all right, that's cool, I did that. Now I want to add some orange or something, and then you can build it up, right? So now you can come in and actually put some undertones in there to really push the depth of your sketch. Or if you're trying to do like landscapes or anything like that and you want flowers, you can just come in and change the colors. I mean, this is a really cool tool. I really do enjoy it. You know, so it allows you to do colors really quickly. You can put in some complementary colors, and you can change these, right? So it is a regular 2 millimeter lead, right? It's very standard lead for these kind of pencil holders, right? So you could actually change the colors out. So if you wanted like darker colors, or you could get a couple of these, right? And you can have blues and reds and purples and stuff like that. Like I would want to change this because this green is it's so light that it's almost yellow, right? But this is really, I mean, this, you can't really fight this. This is really cool. So if you have the right kind of colors, right, you can come in and make a fantastic piece of work, especially when you're just like, oh, I'm just sketching, right? Or you can do character designs or anything like that with this piece, right? And you can come in and make stuff darker, right? That's stuff that you had blue before, right? Because this one has 2 different color blues in it, so you can really come in here and, you know, start highlighting stuff that you want, right? And it does blend on itself, so that's good, right? You don't have to worry about the pigment and sticking on top of your drawing, right? So you're not like, man, these are not flowing at all. So you can, you know, you can come in here and do some interesting sketch work if you want. But for me, because it's so soft, you lose the edge really, really fast, right? Which means you would need to sharpen it like every 4 seconds. But if you're just sketching, you know, you kind of just get over it. Alright, so, and then, you know, you could doodle with this forever, but, you know, you get some different colors on there. It's pretty sweet. But as I mentioned with sharpening, let's see if you can actually sharpen this thing with a regular mechanical drafting pencil sharpener, which is a 2 millimeter sharpener. Nope. Like, nope, you sure can't, right? Because it gets stuck. Alright, so this is too big for the regular sharpener. So how do you sharpen it? Now I've realized that on Amazon they have a pack where you can get the leads and you can get a sharpener that'll help you sharpen, which is great. But if you have just a regular drafting pencil, right, you actually can take the top off, because I don't know if you noticed, but there's this hole in the top, right? And for the longest time I had no idea what it was for, and then someone showed me. I was like, that's genius, right? But this is a sharpener, so you can actually use this, stick the lead into the hole, and then you just kind of twist them together, right? You just spin them a little bit, right? Bam, look at that. You see that? So now you have this very nice sharp edge, right? Very sharp. So now if I wanted to, look, see, so now I can make these really, really thin lines. So if I'm trying to come in and do hatch marks, right, to make it blend, I can. Alright, and you're like, hatchy, hatchy, hatchy. Right, to where you can actually see them. I'm not the hatch mark guy, but you know, you can come in, right? So once you start, you can start knocking out those with this really nice easy to sharpen. So you would need another pencil, or you can just go ahead and buy the pack, which has the sharpener in it. But with this, the one thing you got to remember is you got to turn it around, right, and knock out that lead. Otherwise, it'll come out in your backpack and pocket and stuff like that, and that's a real big pain. Now, the one thing, so I see this and I'm like, okay, this is great, you know, this is all nice and good and whatnot, but I wonder, can I use this for regular lead? All right, so if I have a different 2mm lead, can I use it? Can I, you know, change this out and use it? Now, I do know for a fact that this is too long, right? It's longer than the pencil. So I know that, but I'm wondering that, you know, if I break this in half, or if you use the ones that are already broken in half, right? Can you actually refill it? Oh, look at that. Okay, the only problem, like, right, it fit in there. The big issue is the fact that it's too big, right? So let's go ahead and break it. All right, so now we have something smaller. Hopefully that's small enough. Ha! Look at that, right in there, right? And so now I have a black lead that I can pop out, right? Oh, that's fantastic. What? Okay, so the importance of this, right? So let's just say you're a graphite artist, right? And you're like, man, I want to be able to draw. I want to be able to sketch and draw my characters, but I do these value scales, right? So you could actually get all the lead from F to 2H, 3H, 4H, 5H, stuff like that, and you can actually just layer everything together. That's really cool. All right, so this for me has taken on a new like, because you can actually layer this up, change out the lead so that you can use HB, 2B, 3B and stuff like that, and then just pop it in there, and now you have multiple. So when you're doing all those tonal drawings, you can have it all in one spot. That's pretty cool. Like I do enjoy that. So this pencil holder has now just become awesome, right? And let's just say you're trying to do some sketches, right? And so you wanna do a light drawing. Oh no, I don't think I can turn it. Oh no, I can't. Okay. Nope, it's not letting, oh no, not letting me turn it. So I might not be able to. Oh no, am I broken it? Nope, okay, so it doesn't really like, it does not really like the fact. So if I take this out, can I turn it now? I sure can. Maybe it was too big. Let me drop it one more time. Alright, we're gonna try it one more time. It might have just been too big. Yeah, okay, great. It was too big. So you will have to make sure that it's the right size, but you can put in new pencil lead and stuff like that. So that's actually fantastic. I'm very excited about that. Right, and then you can sharpen it and all that stuff. So yeah, look at that. That's fantastic.
All right, so we just got done playing around with the Pentel 8 lead multi-lead holder, and this thing was really fun. I mean, I don't particularly enjoy the colored lead because it's too soft for me, but I understand that people like the soft lead, and so that's great. So it flowed really nicely. It was easy to manipulate, change it, You had 8 leads at your disposal, which was great, especially if you're trying to do like sketching or if you are trying to color stuff. And I think that it would be really cool if you get the multitude of pencil leads that are out there and you're like, all right, well, I have my light blue, my lighter blue, my darkest blue, you know, and then you have these colored pencils that you can actually do nice blends and all that kind of stuff with. And so I think that this has huge potential. But the one thing that sets this up for me for being absolutely awesome is the fact that I can change it out and put regular lead on it, right? So I can put my 2B, my HB, my, you know, my 8B, my F. I can put all my pencils in there, so I can actually do some really cool rendered and, you know, gray tone drawings, which will be amazing. And as a comic book artist, I can put my light blue in there, right? For all of you guys doing your non-photo blues, you can put that in the pen holder, do all your light blue or your red. Some people use red or purple, right? So you can do all your sketches right there and then turn it and then instantly have your 2B or your HB, right? And ready to go. Or if you do multiple things, or if you need multiple passes, you can have your 2H and then go to your HB or your 2B and stuff like that. So this lead holder is absolutely fantastic. I found it on Amazon with the lead, with all 8 lead replacements, the sharpener, and the actual holder for $30. And I think that it is well worth the money to come in and just use that product. It's really fun, it's really easy, and it gives you a whole lot of options that you can do with it. So I highly recommend checking this out. If you're looking for a new sketching tool or just something different, this is it. Definitely go check it out, and I absolutely believe that this is worth it. Well, that wraps this episode up for today. I hope that you enjoyed this video, learned a little something, and maybe even found a new tool that you want to try out. If you have any comments, please drop it down in the comments below. I would love to hear your thoughts on these materials, or if you did actually go out and buy it and try it, please let me know what you thought. Also, if there are any suggestions that you would like me to try, please, once again, drop it in the comments. So, as always, please like, share, and subscribe. And as always, I will see you at the next video. Thank you very much for watching this video. Please like, share, and subscribe. And if you'd like to check out some of my other videos, click on the link on your right. Or, if you're interested in a more behind the scenes and personal look at what I do on a day-to-day basis, please click on the link that leads you to the vlog. Thank you very much, and we'll see you at the next video.